Hey everyone, it's Mike Valtos and welcome to the Orderflows market analysis for August 18, 2017. It's actually Friday morning. It's about 9 in the morning, a little bit after 9, but I'm recording this because I'm not sure I'll be able to do one a bit later. If I can, I will. But, it was kind of a crazy week again. I didn't think things would get more crazy than last week, but they did this week. We had a decent sell-off yesterday. We're down about 1.25%, but, I hardly call it a crash or anything like that. These doomsdays. These people are so anti-Trump on TV that the market's only down 1% and they think it's the end of the world already. But anyway, get through a brief disclaimer here. This presentation is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered a solicitation to buy or sell a futures contract or make any other type of investment decision. Futures trading contains substantial risk and is not for every investor. An investor could potentially lose all or more than the initial investment. Risk capital is money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle. Only risk capital should be used for trading, and only those with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Again, very important line. Only risk capital should be used for trading, and only those with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Not everybody is cut out to be a trader. And, as blunt as that sounds, it's the truth. I've been around trading for my entire my professional career, 20 years, and I've seen people come in, very cocky and then blow up, and then that's it. They think trading is the way to easy money, and honestly it's not. The ones that are most successful are the ones that really apply themselves and never stop learning. Basically, people ask what's the difference between a successful trader and a losing trader. Well, it takes dedication, it takes seriousness, and it takes desire, right? The ones that fail think they know everything, whereas the ones that succeed come in, you think, they know that they don't know everything. Okay, so that's why I do these videos. Is I try to teach some of what I've learned over the years. Maybe something will connect with you that you'll say, yeah, now I can understand that a bit more. And thanks, Mike, for pointing that out. That's all. I'm not doing it because I'm trying to put myself out there as some guru. No, I'm just trying to share the knowledge that I've acquired over the years, and hopefully you can learn something and use it in your trading. So the tools I use in this presentation are the Orderflows Trader, which is the volume footprint chart, and the Delta Scalper. Now the Orderflows Trader software, right? It's not a cheap software. It sells for around $1,000. And it's a one-time fee, so it's not like I'll be charging you every month or anything like that. But for footprint charts, you do have a lot of choices. And one of the things that makes mine different is because my software plots out certain things. It plots out these ratios, right? In case you're wondering what these numbers are, these are my Orderflows Trader ratios. So it's telling me there's either price rejection or price resistance or price support. I don't have it on here, but if it's a blue number, it's something to watch. If it's a black number, it's just your normal order flow. And why is that important? It's because I talk about these things in almost every video. That's what I call a divergence and ratio and divergence. So at a low, you got a divergence, you got the positive delta. Look for a blue number here, the ratio. If it's not in the ratio, if it's not in the bar with the low, look to the next bar. Okay, so here you got the divergence. In the next bar, you got the ratio. That's a bullish sign. Add to it, you got the Delta Scalper here telling you things are changing in the delta, that it's picking up. This is the delta here, right? It's the net difference between buyers and sellers, aggressive buyers and aggressive sellers in a bar. And it picks up shifts in supply and demand. So this market was supply driven, right? That's why we're going lower, because a lot of supply. Now demand is coming into the market, is picked up in the Delta Scalper. And what happens is you rally. You got a nice 4-point rally here. This is at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. So you got your divergence in your ratio, and you also got the Delta Scalper. You got a nice little rally going here. Now, a little bit later, you got a Delta Scalper. This one didn't work. That one failed. And then, later, cash session opened, 8:30 Chicago time right here. You got a lot of volume coming in. You got another ratio and divergence here right on the low. I remember looking at this thinking, hey, this is it. Maybe we could get a bit of a rally. What happens? Next bar, you got a bullish ratio, nice positive delta. Hey, that's great. Okay, let's just step through it here. Next bar, this is not a good sign. Here, now you got a bearish ratio. So you got some stopping volume coming up here around 24.26 and a half. 24.26 and 3/4 is the opening price. And if the market's kind of directionless, I know we're going to hang around the opening price. But it's not a good sign that you got negative delta. What you want to see if you're going to pull away from this low is a nice positive delta. So you're not seeing that yet. And then here, okay, 700. Okay, maybe, yeah, maybe that's good. We can finally start to rally. Oh shit, another 400. And what more importantly, what's happening? Point of controls in these bars right around the same levels. So, you know, our value area is kind of forming in here right now. And then you get this bar. Yeah, it pokes lower, but it comes right back up. It comes right back up to that 26 area. And then boom, this bar, kiss of death, minus 2,000 delta. It's very negative to be getting that off the low, because you know what, if you're going to move off the low, you don't want selling to come back in, and 2,209 is quite strong, especially on a 4-range bar. And what happens? Boom, bottom just falls out, make new lows, get another failed. So this ratio and divergence doesn't work out, but you could pick it up by time you're in this bar, you know it's not working, and then seeing the strong negative delta, you know, just forget about it, stick for, you know, take your loss on the trade. You know, if you could scratch it, great, but you know, don't be afraid to take that loss. Then we just sort of go sideways, 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 then boom, poke lower, break out through the new lows here. Nice stack sauna balance as you're taking out the lows, and then you get down here to these new lows. Then you just sort of hanging around here. Now you got the Delta Scalper giving a buy. It's kind of a short-lived little rally there. Down into new lows. Here you got a couple failed divergences. Boom, boom, that fail. You make that new low here at 8:58, just before 9 o'clock. You know, we are getting this little bit of a rally here, but where we're rallying back up towards is the opening price. And what do? We hit the opening price area. We got some price rejection in this. You can see it in this ratio here, 51.97. And we just we come off a little bit from there, which sort of puts us at where we're at right now. Now, the other market I thought was interesting today was the bonds as well. Let me just get my bond chart here. Okay, so you know, where we're trading right now we're back at 156.02, but earlier in the day, again, right off the low. Ratio and divergence. I talk about these things every day. People are probably sick of me talking about it, but again, you know, if you just buy the software and you just look for these ratio and divergences, then you know that's I don't want to say that's all you need, but that'll put you ahead of a lot of people that aren't using this information. You know, it reads the order flow and puts out the ratio there based on the order flow. Then you know, later on, 809 got the Delta Scalper giving you a buy. And then you rally up from you know, the 02 area all the way up to the 12 area. Got a bearish ratio up here. You got a small positive delta, 68. You know, we've sort of come off a little bit. This is the 02X trade, right? When you get a bearish ratio, look for a pullback within a couple of ticks of the high. You got it here within one tick, and then a sell-off, right? This is the, why is it called the 02X? Is because O, you put a circle around it. You put a limit 2 ticks away from the high here, and X is your X marks the spot. So your O2X, that's your O2X trade right there. Okay, so this next chart I'll show you, this is the DAX, this is the Delta Scalper. Now, you know, the Delta Scalper, again, it's an order flow tool, but it'll work on a normal bar chart, because, you know, I realize not everybody is into order flow, but, you know, if you can use the Delta Scalper in your trading on a normal bar chart, say you have a way, right? Say you have your own levels that you like to trade around, you know, try it with the Delta Scalper, and it's quite powerful. But anyway, this is just a normal plain bar chart or candlestick chart. You run in the Delta Scalper, and this is the DAX, okay? Now, the settings are 211252. Now there's, you know, the default settings that I normally use are 71252. But I'm going to walk you through both charts just to sort of show you. So anyway, 20 will get less signals than 7 because it'll take in a more previous bars into the into the equation. But anyway, what I want to talk about here is, look at this. Okay, so this is the DAX this morning. So you get a sell here, right? 21 or 12, 130, all the way down to 100. You get a buy that fails, a couple buys here that fail. Okay, so you get stopped out. You take some small losses here, small loss here, then boom, 20 down, back down to, I don't know what this is, 90. Okay, so then boom, you get another small trade here, another nice big trade here from 90 all the way up to, I don't know where you would have gotten out here, but say you held it all the way up to the next signal at 150. So you're getting, gosh, I don't know what this was, 30, we'll call it 30 points here, another 30 points here. It's already 60 points, and then another 60 points here. So it's already over 100 points, 120 points. You had a few small losses, maybe 5, 8, 10 ticks at the max on these that you lost. But if you're getting, if you're risking, 5 to 8 ticks, but you're getting back, 30 ticks on a trade, then, that's the good risk reward that you want, right? And then here you get another, you short at 155, 150 or whatever, all the way down to 130 where you get the buy, and then back from 130 all the way back up to 160. So you get another, I don't know what that is, another 50 ticks there. This one didn't work out. Again, it's not about having every trade being the winner, right? It's having the risk reward ratio in line, right? You're risking a small amount, right? Like this, right? You say you're getting long here, it's going nowhere. You're just risking this little bit right here to catch a move like this, right? That's what you want. So again, if I don't want people saying, well, you're only showing a chart that it looks good on. This is the other chart. The reason why I use 20, I keep a 20 open and I keep a 7 open is specifically to show people what the difference looks like. With the 20, you're going to get less signals than you're going to get with the 7. 7 is the default setting, which I use in pretty much every market. But again, going back here, you're still going to get the same signals. You're just going to get a bit more. So the big obvious difference was, on the 20, you're not getting this next trade here, right? At what time is that? 7:40. So from 160 all the way down to, excuse me, I'm starting to cough again, 130. You don't get that one here. It's not there. But the default settings are probably good enough. But again, if you want to get, if you want to sort of clean out some of your trades, some of your losing trades like this, go with a larger number instead of 7. Okay, so that's the DAX. I don't even know what other chart I could pop up here real quick. E-minis, what is this? 987 tick chart with the Delta Scalper this morning. Well, you got move here, move there, short here, get short there, long there. A little move here. This buyer is sort of back to break even right now. Now, I know some people are going to say, "Oh, you didn't give me a sell here. It sucks." Well, the Delta didn't. What was happening up here wasn't obvious in the Delta, so that's why there's no signal. But when you got to move here, 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 it was obvious. Again, it's not about picking every single turning point, but it's pretty good at picking some of the major turning points. The Dow was a 100 tick chart. That's a pretty tight chart. And going back to this morning, you got a sell here, a buy here, a sell here. This buy, sell, buy, a couple buys. So a buy that fails, a sell. Puts us back where we're here. We're about 920 this morning right now. Japanese yen, 5-minute chart, obligatory, nice looking Japanese yen chart this morning. A little bit of movement here, a little bit here, a nice rally from 7 in the morning, 91.80 all the way up to 92. Well, I don't know, 10, 15. Curious what the euro currency looks like. I forgot already, but let me see if I can find the chart. Euro 5 minutes. Okay, here's the Euro chart here. I mean, look at this. You know, it's giving you a buy 117.50 right before the big rally, then sell off. But say you just buy it here and you get out here, you know, somewhere in here. That's a decent move, I think. And here you run into some trouble, but you know, hopefully you could have got something out of this early move in the morning. So anyway, again, it's still a little bit early in the day. It's only 9:23 right now. We'll see how this day ends up. If I can, I'll try to record another video later. No promises, but I mean, it all depends on time permitting and everything. But hopefully, I'll try and get one out a little bit later today for everybody. So thanks for watching this, and find out more, go to orderflows.com or go to deltascalper.com. Thanks everyone. Bye bye.